Hello, beautiful Patriots.
Hello, Patriots, Nons, Digital Soldiers, and Proud Deplorables.
This is Kerry.
This is Joel.
And we are the Quiet Boys.
Of Truth.
All right, that was Guitar Zen on the intro. If you haven't already, go check them out on YouTube.
Absolutely.
They are amazing.
Absolutely. Welcome to the show,
welcome,
Patriots.
Welcome, guys.
Haha.
All right, so as promised, we have our special guest, Snarkish Danno, back again.
Get this back here.
This time to talk about Atlantis, Cern,
and
Epstein
so much
Island,
more.
And much
gracious.
More. How are you doing today, Danno?
That's actually a really, really nice backdrop. I like that.
Well, you like
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, I had to switch from one of our old thumbnails I put on a video because it flipped on me. But yeah, this is I liked it too.
Very nice, Joel.
Very well
Good
done.
Job. Very well done.
So what is up, brother?
Not too much. Just excited to get going with this because I think we've got a lot to cover today and a lot of inserting.
Yeah, no joke.
All right.
All right. So I think this is how we're going to run it down. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you because I'm going to let you pilot this one because this is your thread and you've got a lot of info here.
Okay. Well, yeah, give me just a second here.
Absolutely.
Go ahead and do that whenever you want.
I did want to say, Patriots, keep Danno in your prayers. And also, Kerry, this is a kind of a crazy thing. Danno hurt his shoulder pretty bad. So, yeah, just keep him in your prayers and your thoughts, guys, because, that's never a fun deal to go through at all.
No.
Yeah, so if you hear me whimper or cry like a little baby, that's what's going on.
Yeah.
Moved in the wrong direction and it was like, yeah. So
don't judge, guys.
Yeah, don't judge.
Yeah, no joke.
Mine's just been a constant, dull pain for the last, 8 months. So I'm fine.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
It's fine. I can't lift my arm, but it's cool.
High five? Oh, never mind. Low five.
Yeah, I'm using my right hand to move my left hand to the keyboard. So if that tells you guys anything.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Anyway.
No, bueno.
Wait till you go to is it your left shoulder or your right shoulder?
Left shoulder.
Okay. Yep. So no drive-throughs.
No.
I learned that.
I had to go through the drive-through pharmacy yesterday.
Oh my God.
Did you have to go through backwards? Because that's probably what Kerry would have to do at this point.
I have to reach over with my right arm. It's just, oh yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to you here, Danno.
Okay.
And there you go.
All right, well, let me get the screen up here. And I'm going to warn you ahead of time. I'm actually just a hair behind because I was going to pop up the thread and kind of go over it as well. But I think in a way, I'm going to probably run this one without referring to the thread too much, mainly because the thread itself, well, let's just say that I've had some changes. I was prepping for this yesterday and updating my technology a little bit, as it were. And some of you know I do map overlays and stuff, and I had not started that when I originally did this thread. Well, I took and overlaid some of the stuff that I had, and all of a sudden a whole bunch of stuff popped into view, and I'm like, oh, wow, now this is interesting. So we're going to take a look at this from a little bit different point of view. We are going to touch on all the important stuff, though. So with that, give me 1 second here. I'm sorry, I thought I was prepared, but
no, you're good, brother. No worries.
Apparently, as scatterbrained as I thought I was.
Well, we can take this time to welcome everybody in the chat.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're so glad you're here today, guys.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Letitia, for the prayers. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah, thanks, Patriots, and welcome to the show. We love you guys so much, and we really appreciate your support.
Absolutely.
And yes, Damon, I know you want to see the maps. You've seen more of them than most people. Damon's one of my dig buddies. He and I.
Gotcha. That's
right on.
He's working on a very big thread that well, he's doing such a good job. I don't even think I need to be involved. But we're working on Kazaria.
Oh,
okay.
That'll be an interesting one.
Yeah, it's going to be a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I got my thread up here so I can kind of follow the path. Now, I did kind of post it so that everybody could kind of keep along with it and see where we're going. So the first part of the thread is going to stay pretty much the same. Let me bring it over so you guys can see what's going on here. Basically, this is just discussing Little St. James initially. Now, obviously, Little St. James is known as Epstein Island.
Right.
One of the things here is that there's this wonderful thread by 40 Head. I don't know if any of you
40
follow
Head,
40
yes.
Head. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, 40 Head's pretty good follow.
He is brilliant in his stuff that he gets put together. So if you look here, you can see in this thread of his, he's talking about them being the Amorites or the Canaanites, worshippers of Moloch or Baal. Basically Luciferianism. They're all interchangeable verbally, but they're all basically the same thing. But if you look at the temple structure and the coloration of it, does it remind you of, oops, I did the wrong thing.
I do that a lot, no worries.
It reminds you of that.
Yes.
It's absolutely like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my
so
God.
we know that this is what they're basing it off of. Okay. So an Aleppos is in Syria. Now let's go to the map real quick and let's zoom out, go fly around the world, head over here. Now let me tag Aleppo so you can see right where it is. Boom. Nice big red marker.
There it is.
Now I'm going to get into my Khazaria stuff and I'm going to show you Phoenicia. Now, Phoenicia, the Phoenicians were one of the bad guys. They're one of the bad groups. As you can see, Aleppo is right in the Phoenician Empire.
Yep.
Canaanites, who are also very well known as being bad. Amorites, Akkadians. Well, Aleppo is right there as well.
Yes, it is. Wow.
Now, these are, again, overlays that I do. I take Google Earth, and I can take these flat maps that you get off a line, and I can lay it over and play with the sizing and stuff and get it pretty accurate. That we'll utilize this off and on as this thread goes on. So you kind of get an idea of who these guys were. Aleppo is kind of the center of a lot of not good stuff. They're the basic descendants of Cain and Nimrod and the Luciferian worship that started at that point in time. So, I mean, we're going way back here. Okay. This whole thread is going to be all way back. This is all, many thousands of years ago in a lot of cases. So, and again, he's talking about the Amorites, descendants of the fourth son of Canaan, where we ought to probably follow the Septuagint reading, the forsaken places of the Amorites and the Hivites. If you also follow Sarah Ruth
Ashcraft.
Carter, Ashcraft. She's talked about the Hivites a lot. And again, interchangeable, same group of people. So basically it's a good thing to read. You can see the sacrifice to Baal right here, or Moloch, depending on how you're looking at it.
Yep.
And he just goes on discussing the Y heads. This is very similar to the one that they had. Actually, that is another picture of the Rothschild party where they had the Y head.
Yes,
we've seen that.
So I mean, just follow. That's an excellent thread to totally go through. I'm kind of buzzing through it because we've got a lot to cover today, and I don't want to get bogged down.
And
so
wasn't a statue of Moloch put up outside the Colosseum in Rome? I heard that recently. Does anyone know about that?
Recently? Yes, actually, there was a statue of Moloch put up in Rome somewhere. I don't know specifically where. It very well could be outside the Colosseum.
Yeah, I think that's where it is.
Yeah, that would
they're just putting it right out in the open.
I mean, let's not hide it at all.
Right. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're okay. I'm just looking at the chat. Hey, Monkey, good to see you, man. And yes, Damon, very much the worship of the owl. Moloch is the owl symbology.
Yep.
Now this one is a little different. This was something that showed up really early in the Epstein Island thing, and I snagged it because something just rang true to me with it. I mean, we're talking. I love this over here. No, Earth is flat. Just kidding, retard. Anyway, this is basically what, and I'm not even sure that if this is somebody's basic idea or it came off the chans. It's all I really know. We know that has since come out that some of this is so real. The pedo rape dungeons. I mean, we've seen the video or the screenshot with the 12 screens.
Right.
Of the security camera.
Yep.
We know that there was some lower level stuff going on where he was doing his transhumanism stuff. We know there was a submarine base.
Yep.
Because Ghislaine Maxwell, and it's even documented that Epstein Island has a submarine base.
Yeah, that was part of Ghislaine's old Terra Mar project.
Right.
Yes.
Perfect cover.
Oh, well, since we're touching that real quick. Beep, 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 beep. Straighten everybody back up. Let me get back over here. This is another dig that I've done that I haven't shared with you guys yet. I have posted it, but it's pretty major. This is a dig I've done of all the privately owned islands in, well, basically around the world. But a lot of focus is on the Caribbean. You've got Greater and Little St. James Island right here. Epstein also owned Greater St. James, which most people weren't aware of.
Yep.
Water Island to the left here, which is the Biden Island. And up here in the upper right, you see Necker Island.
Yep.
Okay, now if we take and do a ruler from Little St. James to Necker-ish, you got 31 miles. Necker Island also has submarine capability. Water Island also has submarine capability. It used to be a World War II submarine dock.
Wow.
Really?
So we've got this string of sub-possible things within a 30, 40 mile radius of each other, all focused down in that neck of the woods. So, and just so you get an idea of how dense these privately owned islands are. And every one of these is owned by a name that you can follow back, and it's cabal based.
Wow.
Every one of them. It's either Hollywood, music, money. Oh, I didn't get all of them. There we go. You can see the whole mess of them here. Now, the ones in black are the ones that Corey's Digs did some and asked me to include them in mine.
Okay.
So that's why there's some black ones in there too. But I mean, it's worldwide. They're all over.
Man.
Heck, Larry Ellison owns most of Lanai. It's like 95% of it.
Jeez.
So, and then we've obviously got 512 Cats Pauline. That's Oprah's address on Orcas Island. And Keytron Island, which we all know about, and things like that. So, anyway, it's a fairly interesting thing. I've got a fairly big thread about it. If anybody ever wants to read it, just let me know and I can post up the link. But I wanted to show you the closeness of all those islands down there and how many there are. So back to our temple. So we got the submarine base, which obviously we can connect to Epstein Island, Necker Island, and also Water Island. But the thing that was always interesting about this picture was ancient evil object of worship down at the bottom.
Yeah.
And it just as accurate as the rest of it has been. I can't say no. The tram network, the tram tunnel, is it a tram? Is it part of the dumb network? That I can't answer. It wouldn't surprise me if it was part of the dumb network. As I've found, there's, I was kind of a dumb doubter for a long time. But now I'm starting to change some of my thought processes on that. But anyway, so this ancient evil object of worship is where we're focusing on here. Okay, so gotta hit the right button. So fantastical, right? Well, maybe not. Let's just see where we go with this. Now here's where we kind of take that left-hand turn and get into some of the other stuff that's out there. For decades, there was a zone known as the Bermuda Triangle. The area is still there, but there has been no disappearances attributed to its mystical powers for quite a few years. If you look back at Bermuda Triangle disappearances, you'll see that they stopped in about the early 2000s, maybe the late 90s. Now, some of that can be attributed to GPS, but Little St. James was purchased in 1998 by Epstein.
Right.
Okay. Now, again, why does that matter? Well, let's pop back to the map. And let me turn on this.
Well, would you look at that?
That's really interesting because I hadn't realized that there hadn't been any disappearances lately.
Yeah, if you look, I actually went digging and I couldn't find anything. But the corners of the Bermuda Triangle are usually accepted as being San Juan, Puerto Rico. But Little St. James is very, very close.
Yeah, it's right there.
So I've shifted it. Now, Bermuda has always been accepted as the northern corner. And there's another corner here. Well, let me throw something else up there. Now, remember, I had posted a link to Ley Lines and all the information about Ley Lines.
Right.
Okay, that's the Ley Lines. See this big old node of Ley Lines right there?
Yeah. Look at that nexus point.
That's a big grouping.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So you've got a potential power source here, a potential power source here. Bermuda, I haven't been able to find anything. I did hear somebody talk about a top of a crystal pyramid that was stored there, but I haven't been able to find anything else on that. But there's interesting things that go on in the Caribbean. It's a big area. Let's turn the grid off because it kind of makes it hard to see things. We've got Bimini Road, which is right there. Bimini Road is they're basically megalithic slabs laid sideways. It's like a wall that's fallen down or a road.
Oh, right. Yes.
Underwater. Okay.
Yeah.
And Damon actually just gave me this one today. They just found some underwater pyramids here off the Gulf of Batabano.
No kidding.
In Cuba. Yeah, it was just a link to an article that was given to me today.
Huh.
So there's a lot of weird stuff down here. There's another one here in Puerto Rico. If we go, don't ask where I get all this stuff. I come up with stuff from all over. Caguana, right here in Puerto Rico. Well, if we look at Caguana, it's basically one of the most sacred areas of the indigenous Taino of Puerto Rico. And there are these stone circles. But they're ancient. They're not modern. They're not 500 years old. They're thousands and thousands of years old.
They've been there for a minute.
Yeah. So again, mimicking stone structures and stone circles around the world.
Right.
That kind of stuff is everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting that it's found this close to this whole mess here. I'll turn that off because that really slows down the machine. Okay. So we've got the Bermuda Triangle here. Now, getting back to the thread, which is there. Now I talk about the lines and stuff, and I basically discuss the node and all that. So what we have here is we have the next step in the thought process. This is called the Younger Driest impact. What this is it's a comet that fragmented, and basically you can see all the little dots are impact points.
Right,
around the world. Now, this field is the area of suspected impacts, meaning there's more that they haven't found yet. Okay. Now, also keep in mind that it starts here and moves this way. So this follows the Earth's rotation.
Right.
So as the Earth rotates, this impact is, it's coming in a steady stream. Think of, like you're firing a water hose at something and you're just sitting there and the basketball is turning. And as the basketball turns slowly, you hit a different area and, the water hose gets thicker, the stream gets thicker and it gets wider. So that's what this basically represents. Well, one of the things I was able to do is I was able to lay that on the globe.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Look at that.
Crazy.
Now, one of the things I want to first bring to your attention is you notice that Aleppo is smack dab on one of the impact sites.
Oh,
no
yes, it
kidding.
is.
Look at it. Wow.
And we'll visit that again later because there's some things that have happened there elsewhere that I've discovered when I was setting this up yesterday that lead me down even more paths. So basically we have the impact starting this direction and going this way. They're numbered kind of backwards. They start at 1 and go up from there up to the 20s over here. They found 20 potential impact sites out of this. Okay. But this one was obviously working, and it, the center of the impact field is pretty much right through here.
Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, the impact field could be even wider. I mean, this is all guesstimate. They don't know. I mean, if you look worldwide, there's impact craters all through the north of Africa, everywhere.
Yeah. So quick question. Like a lot of that could have fallen in the ocean.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You'd not see any evidence of it.
Right. Because we're seeing just a lot of where it hit on landmass.
Right.
And, yeah. Wow.
Okay. So we also have, obviously, it's the Bermuda Triangle is right smack dab in the middle of this. Let me get rid of some of these extraneous ones so we got a little less confusion here. Now, I also want to show something else. I can't even say that one. Chicxulub crater.
That sounds close enough.
Now, what this was about 65 million years ago. The Yucatan Peninsula got smacked by the meteorite or the comet that killed the dinosaurs. And that's the impact point.
Joke.
So if we throw that on there, you can see about how big it is. This is the limit. This is how big the ejecta was. And this is the center of the crater. And this is how big basically the push out was. You obviously can't see it anymore, but I mean, that's a pretty big impact in that area.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, that's a big hit right there. So I'll take that off because we don't need to have that there. And for now, I will take this away as well. So now this whole area here is where we're going to get a little interested.
Okay.
This is hard to describe, but I'll try my best. We're going to throw up one more thing so that you can kind of see. Now, this is a USGS fault line map, effectively, of this area. Now, this red line is the line of the fault. Okay, now, what it looks like something happened is it looks like, I mean, if you kind of put your thumb up against the screen and imagine your left thumb, and I'm not moving my left arm, so I'm not going to do that right now. But if you were trying to put your left arm up there and you kind of put your thumb over it, and you kind of imagine like your thumb pushing through like a piece of paper.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So if we take that down, you can see right here
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
this huge depression.
Wow.
It's like it's almost pushed out and scooped out,
Yeah.
and it looks like it fractured the crust.
Huh.
So what you have is you have a weak area. So basically what you have is you have this monster hit here, which probably didn't do this area any good at all.
Mm.
And then, geologically, you don't have, it's not a big time difference. You have this younger Driest impacts, which comes along, and there's a big one showing right there.
Damon says the dinosaurs agree.
Yeah, that it wasn't good for them.
Thanks, Damon. Appreciate that. Anyway, so you've got a couple big whacks on the crust right here. And again, like you're saying, there's potentially impacts that we haven't seen, haven't discovered. So what is this? This looks like something hit it pretty hard, potentially fractured the crust. Well, look what's right here, Little St. James.
Huh.
So
this is really interesting.
What if this was a complete landmass that got pretty much destroyed?
Whoa.
Okay. But it's not what you think I'm thinking, or what you think I'm thinking. I think
Atlantis?
too. No.
I knew it.
Let's dive down the Atlantis path real quick so that people understand. Now, one of the things that has always been known about Atlantis was the fact that it was east of the Straits of Gibraltar.
Right.
And that was Plato's description. Excuse me, west of the Straits of Gibraltar. I keep doing that. East is over this way. No, that's not right. It's this way. Okay. Now, I've seen a lot of conjecture that it's the Azores.
Right.
I've seen a lot of conjecture that it's this bit of land mass that you can kind of see me outlining right there.
Yeah.
Okay. In fact, I'm going to outline that for you. And I'm also going to boom. Now, this is a map that let me bring it up so that you guys can see it full size here, such as it is. Okay, now this map is upside down.
Okay.
You've got America over here, you got Africa and Hispania over here, and then they're showing Atlantis here, and got an arrow pointing north, which is not north down, it's north up.
Right.
So what I did is I flipped that map over. Okay. And I lined up the Straits of Gibraltar. And I just kind of got the North American bulb over there where it kind of matches. And sure enough, it kind of matches that area. I mean, yeah.
Wow.
But I mean, if you look at the shape and size of that, there's no way that something that large was there and there's no evidence of it anymore. I mean, it would be huge in comparison to this. I mean, you see this as the North American ridge and stuff here. There's no way that would have extended that far. It couldn't have. And there's no evidence of any other out in here. In this area, possibly. But let me show you something. Okay, this is the fault line. This is the mid-Atlantic plate where the tectonic faults spreads.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Let's go up here just a little bit to our current champion island builder of Iceland, which also rides right on the mid-Atlantic plate line. And you can see this kind of like multiple layers of lava buildup.
Right. Okay.
Where it's been building over millennia. Okay. Well, you got to get that same thing here.
Yeah.
So this was like a sub-ocean. It might have been a little bit more visible when the water was lower. You know, the Azores might have been a little bit bigger, but I don't think this was Atlantis.
Right.
I think this was just a natural, Atlantic ridge formation based on volcanology and plate tectonics. If the Atlanteans were as advanced as they say they were, they would not have settled there. It is not a stable place to live. because
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. Yeah.
constantly, I mean, it's like living on Hawaii. You're constantly getting eruptions, and
Right.
you don't know where the flows from the volcano are coming, and oh, hey, there goes my house. Whoops.
Yep, exactly.
Right. Yeah.
So one place I have found, though, is not far from there. And if we zoom in a little ways, and it's called the Seawart Seamounts, but if we zoom in a little closer, of course, it's not going to show it to me now, is it? Just a second, I gotta see if it'll do it. This actually has another name, and it shows up on Google Earth every once in a while, but of course, right now it's proving to be a pain. Where did that picture go? Oh, I didn't save it here. Whoops. They're calling this the Great Meteor Seamount.
Great Meteor Seamount.
What?
Yes.
Interesting.
Okay. Now, one of the other things that we know about Antarctica.
That was last week.
Yeah.
Atlantis is that it was 7-sided. Okay. So for ease of illustration, I laid it out here. Ignore this little flat thing. I just was kind of bending the corner there. It's actually kind of comes to a point there. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sides. Now, if we take that former map of Atlantis that showed the Straits of Gibraltar and shrink it way down to where the landmass is about the same size that we see on the screen here.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Look at that.
We get something that matches pretty dang close.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Whoa. That is whoa. Well, you never
crazy.
fail in blowing my mind here, Danno.
Yeah.
And again, straight west from the Straits of Gibraltar.
Straight shot. Look at that.
Definitely.
If you just laid a line right over that, I mean, yeah, that's a straight shot right there.
It's a little south, but not too much. I mean, it's close enough. So that kind of has got me interested. Also, these two little formations here.
Oh, yeah.
That looks like maybe a couple pyramids.
Yes,
and this one looks like maybe with its top chopped off.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it could be a volcano, but I've never seen a volcano with straight corners like that, except down in Antarctica. But
which, if you guys have to go check out that episode, that was a great one.
That was good.
These are pretty large. If we were to take a ruler to it, they're not tiny. That's an 11-mile to the side thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty significant. Now, this is not a huge island. It's only 40 miles long by 30 miles wide.
Mm-hmm.
So, but from what I remember of the Atlanta stories, it was not a big area. So that's the Atlantis discovery. Now, my thought is that the Younger Driest impacts, oops, I better leave that there so people can see it, came along. Obviously, you've got impacts in this water. It's going to create tsunamis, all sorts of nasty stuff.
Yeah.
And, anything in the out here is going to get pretty much just wiped. It's just, the sea's going to swallow it up. So, and I also think that if the Atlanteans were as advanced as they are, let's just assume that they were the pyramid builders.
Mm-hmm.
The pyramid builders are worldwide. We've found pyramids on every continent except for Australia. Atlantis, Antarctica, Africa, Central and South America, North America, Europe, Egypt, obviously. What I can do here is I've gotten some pyramids mapped out. This is going to cover a bunch of different things, so that's why this one was going to be kind of long. I mean, here's pyramids that I've mapped out. Obviously, I've gotten all the Egyptian pyramids. You can kind of see how many of them there are. There's just scads of them. I think there was over
yeah.
100 of them.
Yeah. Wow. That's a lot.
But they were worldwide, all over. Be it they stepped what's known as a ziggurat or smooth-sided like Giza. I mean, we even got one in the States. And you get over here, and Thailand's got a bunch of them. There's a bunch in China that I haven't gotten to yet. Obviously, Antarctica actually has 11. I haven't updated this yet. I need to do that. India and Thailand and all this area has them too. So I mean, they're literally worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
So that tells me that the Atlantean influence from this little spot right here was pretty significant. They weren't just they weren't just a small thing. They actually had a great influence across the world. So what if this was a colony of Atlantis over in this neck of the woods? I mean, we've got all the, we've got Bimini Road, we've got the underwater pyramids, we've got, the standing stones, we've got all sorts of stuff that is indicative of ancient builders, ancient technology. I mean, we're not even talking about all the stuff in South and Central America, all the pyramids and Tiwanaku and the Nazca lines and stuff in the desert and all that stuff down there.
Right.
What if there was a ancient power source or something at Little St. James's that the cabal got their hands on? They knew that it was there from their ancient histories. One of the things that they do have is true history. We don't know our true history.
That's the thing. Like someone was just saying that in the chat, that we, Kelly was saying this. So we don't really know, it's because we've been lied to by these guys for so long that we're going to have to deprogram and learn the real truth, our real history.
It's going to be one of those deals where I think that's going to be one of the mind blowers as we go along, is that we are going to unlearn the fake history that has been fed us, and we are going to relearn real history.
Right. But the deep state knows their history.
Yeah.
Right?
The deep state, aka the Vatican archives.
Exactly.
Yeah, but what's down there?
Well, that's where the real history is stored, among other things. They basically have access to the real histories. They know what really happened. They know how many. My feeling is that we go through civilization peaks. The human mind has not changed appreciably in 200,000 years. Look at what we've done in 200 years technologically.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So
20 years. In the last 20 years,
there's not that. It's unlikely that we've only had one civilization peak.
Right.
It's unlikely that this is the only civilization peak. The pyramids are a very good example of that, and actually the Sphinx as well. There's a lot of conjecture that those are actually quite a bit older than they are currently dated. They're currently misdated on purpose to help keep true history hidden.
Right.
But erosion records on the Sphinx are pretty indicative that it was carved somewhere 20,000 years ago.
Whew.
And it was actually an Anubis. It never was a cat. It was a dog. And if you look at it from above, you can see, even though it's been quote unquote fixed many times, you can still see the feline or the dog shape of the body, not the feline shape. It's not a feline shape. It's a dog shape.
Right. Wow. I didn't know
that. And the head, when you scale it, the head actually fits what's currently carved there. So they could have carved the current head that's there out of the neck of the Anubis that would have been there.
Oh, gotcha.
So anyway, more useless knowledge.
I love it. I love it.
So what if Little St. James was a power source? Now let's get back to our Bermuda Triangle. Okay. And the ley lines, because the ley lines are kind of important to the next part of this, which is what takes me to Cern. So we've got the Bermuda Triangle here, we've got a potential power source here that was then utilized for dark purposes by the cabal. Because about 20 years ago is when they really started to come into their push. They seemed to really start pushing out. They started to seem accelerate right around the turn of the millennium. The millennium seemed to be a big deal for them.
Oh, yeah.
What if, and I'll admit this is just a huge what if, Cern, right here. Now, I want you to notice this, okay? Switzerland is this really funky little shape here.
Mm-hmm.
Liechtenstein's this little square here. We've got Italy here. We got France right here. Okay.
Okay.
Now, Cern, see this yellow line here?
Mm-hmm.
That's this little tip of Switzerland that sticks all the way down into here.
Hmm.
And Cern is built out in that tip.
Right.
It's just kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
And Cern's got a lot of weird history behind it too.
Yeah. Let me get to that point in the thread. Oops. There we are.
Yep.
I'm looking for something in particular, and I don't know where it is. Oh, there's that deal that says Great Meteor Table Mount.
Ah, there it is.
Ah. Well, never mind. Just go and look up on YouTube for the Gothard, Gothard tunnel opening in Switzerland, and watch as much as you can stomach. It's an overtly satanic ceremony for the opening of this tunnel that has to do with
yes, we have seen that.
We have seen that.
That is very, very weird.
Cern is definitely deep state. There's no question about it.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, one of the things that I noticed today that is visible on the screen there, but we'll see if anybody else kind of picks up on it, is let me do something here.
I'm going to go ahead and drop the link to that video in the chat, because if anybody hasn't seen it, it is very, very weird.
Yeah. Weird isn't quite the word.
Yeah, it doesn't really sum it up.
Doesn't really cover it.
Yeah.
I don't think there is a word.
Yeah, Tanya, you're right. It's awful. Yeah.
Yeah, the ceremony was unbearable to watch. I actually watched the whole thing, and it was...
Yeah, we did too. And it was like, oh, man, I felt like my eyes were going to bleed by the time I was done.
Mm-hmm. I think I literally blocked it out of my memory because I had completely forgotten about it until you just said that.
Yeah. You're welcome, Kerry.
Okay, what we have here is we have Cern, which has its, particle accelerator and such. And, so we were fairly close to a junction of ley lines here.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's positioned in the center. But I'm going to take your eyes away from that for a second and point you to this. Okay, Lake Geneva is a nice little semicircle, a little half moon.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see this valley continues it. And you can kind of see some remnant of it out here. But what this is action impact crater.
Mm.
Oh.
Okay, now let me back off just a little bit here. Let me redo that so you can kind of see where it is. Oops, come on. Let me do my thing here. Let me take that off. Let me pop the younger Driest impacts up again. Right smack dab in the middle of the line.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, goodness.
There's Aleppo again. There's Cern.
Whoa.
Okay. So what is so important about this meteorite or comet that they are focusing on impact craters? Why would they put Cern right there?
Exactly. Why?
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh.
let me show you another example of an impact crater similar to that so that you can see what I'm talking about. This is actually a full circle version of it. But that is a known, acknowledged impact crater that's basically a lake all the way around.
Okay. Whoa, okay.
Oh, wow.
Now this one is outside the realm of the younger Driest impacts.
Mhm.
If we... Oh, actually, I take that back. No, it's not. So it, based on the age, it could very well be one of the impacts. I mean, the planet has been getting hit with meteorites and stuff its whole life.
Right.
Right,
So,
yeah.
you know, not every crater is going to be one of the impact craters for this. So I wanted to kind of bring that to everybody's attention, that there seems to be an interest in impact craters among the elite that is interesting, because I mean, Aleppo, and let's not forget Damascus. Where's Damascus here? There it is right here. Okay, again, let me throw in the younger Driest impacts, and Damascus is right there. And here's the border. Now, Damascus, I believe, and I could be wrong about this, is the home of the Kaaba stone, which is what is housed in that big black cube that the Muslims march to at least once in their life and walk around it.
Oh, yeah.
I
Yep.
believe that's Damascus. I could be wrong. Someone's going to correct me.
I thought that was, oh, I don't know.
And it could be Iridium, but I think it's something different, Damon. I don't know. You know, there's so much stuff that's potentially coming from an extraterrestrial source that we just don't necessarily know what it could or could not be. I'm not going to say what it is, but it's just odd. So let's go back to the ley line bit here. Now, if you read the ley line thing that I had put out for people to see, there is this power, these lines of force, as it were, that ring the whole planet. I mean, we'll zoom out. I mean, you can see that it's a network.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
It runs the whole planet, and nodes where they join are intersections of greater power. One of the things that you'll find interesting is see this white line right here?
Yes.
Let me click on this one, and we'll zoom right in, and we'll see that a good portion of the pyramids are built right on the line.
Yes,
Look
they are.
at that.
Okay. Not all of them. And coincidentally, the Nile also runs along that, so that's part of it.
Yeah.
But
wow, yeah, a great portion of those are right on that line.
yeah. One of my things that I've always felt, well, maybe I shouldn't say always, but I've become more and more conscious of as time has gone on, is that the Masons, who we kind of vilify in many ways, did have a very strong secret or secrets that they held. And it wasn't just how to build. You know, we can use the keystone and blah blah blah, but I mean, anybody that can look at a keystone can go, well, wait a minute, I see what they did there. They could copy it.
Right.
Okay. But geometric alignment, compass alignment, and building on ley lines, which a lot of the big cathedrals are known to lay on ley lines. A lot of old worship spots are known to lay on ley lines. How would they know how to find them? How would they know what to do to get them?
Right.
Yeah.
So there's a reason I believe that was one of the Masons' secrets, is that they not only knew how to build based on direction and their special measurements, being the megalithic yard and or the yard, but they also knew the orientation and knew where to build to tap into these ley lines.
Yeah.
Now, as with anything, power sources can be good or bad.
Correct.
You know, like any tool, You know, it can be used for good. It can be used for bad. A hammer can be used to build a house, or it can be used to bash somebody's head in.
Correct.
Exactly.
You know, it's not the tool that's the problem. It's the user or the end user that it's put to.
It's whoever's wielding it.
Right. So what I believe is that whatever power that they got their hands on in Little St. James over here, they were able to, and I'll use the term pervert, the harmonics of the ley lines.
Mm-hmm.
And Cern was central to that. Cern allowed them to either magnify it and or reinforce it so that it became a worldwide thing. Now let me describe what Cern is to some degree. The Cern, and mostly I'm talking about the Large Hadron Collider,
right?
Which is a particle accelerator. What a particle accelerator is it is a device utilized to figure out particle physics.
Yes.
What they do is they take and they run an atom up to near the speed of light, as close as we can possibly get on the planet, which is incredibly amazing given what it is and the laws of physics, which may or may not be real. But anyway, that's a whole nother story.
Right.
And basically what they do is they then smash this atom into a block and they watch how it disintegrates.
Yep.
And all the different stuff that comes off of it, you know, leptons, quarks, you know, things like that, is what is interesting, because then they're looking for the building blocks of atoms and the building blocks of those building blocks. So they're trying, you know, that's where the Higgs boson was such a big deal.
The Higgs
because
boson. Right.
They thought that was the smallest that they were going to get to. That's why they called it the God particle, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
Anyway, the Large Hadron Collider, which is currently in use, again, is 27 kilometers in diameter.
Jeez.
Okay. Now, just to put it into perspective, at near the speed of light. Now, 27 kilometers in diameter is not small.
No.
And it was mostly underground. At the speed of light, an atom passes around that 27 kilometer circle 17,000 times in a second.
Wow.
Jeez.
Okay. Wow. The amount of energy needed to get a particle accelerated to that level, even just an atom, is astounding. They might be some of the single largest energy use items in the world.
Right.
They're just astounding amounts of energy, and it's that energy that's the amount of power being put into it, and the resonance and the harmonics being created as a result of that are the concern. Now, if you look, Cern is smack dab, I mean, not far from this nice junction, and it's right here between two ley lines, a water and a fire, as a matter of fact. Okay. So we have a potential power source. We have a potential harmonic distortion, polluted the ley lines. A lot of people have felt that the ley lines are something that certain adepts can tap into for power, and things like that. But again, it's all about the use. But if the harmonic is bad, then it's perhaps possible that the good people couldn't tap into it.
Right.
The bad could. And I also believe it was a communication method as well, with their not so friendly boy down here.
Oh, look at
we
that.
covered last week.
Yeah.
But that's a whole nother story. Remember that 17-second signal that kind of rung the earth? It was a harmonic.
Yeah.
It was not long after they shut Cern down. It was just, in fact, the next day, I think. What I think they did is I think that was a reset of the harmonic of the ley lines.
Weird.
Okay. And what they were basically doing is they were basically resetting the ley lines to a good harmonic versus a negative harmonic.
Gotcha.
And since that time, a lot of stuff has become easier and less stressful.
Mm-hmm.
Albeit we're not discussing all the crap that's currently going on that's mostly manufactured to, force people to wake up.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
We're aware of that. They aren't. So,
Yeah.
it's still stressful, but anyway.
Yeah.
So that's basically what my thought process is on this whole thing. It's, it's a whole bunch of different things all kind of wrapped up into one. It kind of came to me one day when I was just looking at it and working on it. It's kind of an offshoot of my Antarctica thread, but not really.
Mm-hmm.
It's just one of the things that I've dug on for decades. And, this is little bits and pieces of information I've collected over years and years and years and years.
Man, you must have a really big shovel, Danno, because you dig, man.
Well,
Oh, you just reminded me of Shady. And
I know.
Shady
Yeah, we
Groove
miss
and
our brother
Matrix.
Patriots over there.
Aw.
yes. It's too bad that so many of them are no longer able to be with us, because
Yeah, it's not
they
good.
were a very important part of what we do.
Very
Yeah,
upsetting for a lot
exactly.
of us.
So how long has CERN been there, guys? How long has CERN been a thing?
20 years probably.
Yeah,
I
it's
was
been
thinking
there for
20
a
years.
while.
Yeah.
The particle accelerator only came online probably 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Mhm. So it was right around the same time that Epstein purchased Little St. James.
Correct.
Mhm.
If you're familiar with the term
That's
DARPA, which is the American Defense Agency, I don't even remember the full term, but anyway, basically it's the skunk works for the intelligence agencies.
Yeah.
They created the internet, blah blah blah. Although CERN also claims they created the internet. But so is Al Gore. But anyway, wow, nobody caught that. Amazing. CERN is like the European or the Cabal's version of DARPA.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So they're basically very much so not necessarily good guys. I mean, scientifically they're finding some interesting stuff, but again, it's what use is that put to?
Mm-hmm.
And since the 60s, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Well, DARPA just backed the AI program, the disinfo. What's it called?
Oh, targeting pro-Trump accounts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Thanks, DARPA.
Yeah.
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 So, okay. This might take us in a completely different direction, and we can, you can just ignore this question if you want. But
Is
I'm
somebody
thinking
talking?
I'm thinking about CERN, okay?
Okay.
And I'm curious if you have any thoughts about the Mandela Effect, or if it's something that you have studied or are aware of.
Oh, I'm very aware of it.
Okay, because we haven't talked about it with you, so I wasn't sure.
It's something that Kerry and I it's kind of close to our heart, because that's one of the things that actually woke us up, because we've experienced
that's
it.
what woke us up, was realizing that
the Berenstein Bears one.
It was a lot.
Actually the first one for me was surprisingly my apple cider vinegar, which has always been
strange.
Bragg's, and then it literally overnight turned to Bragg without the S. And
yeah, very, very strange stuff.
And then it was everything.
I'm going to illustrate something that's, and I'm just going to throw this out there. I'm not going to make any comments one way or the other, but I'm just going to throw this out there.
Mm-hmm.
For decades, everybody knows I live in the Seattle area, or well, if you don't, you do now.
Right.
Okay. Boeing has been a major part of this area since 1906. Okay.
Right.
Is when they opened. I know 20% of the population that call it Boeings.
Okay.
It has never said Boeings.
Right.
Right.
It's always been Boeing.
Right.
There have been a ton of those with the S. The S at the end, either disappearing or just
it's just
appearing
small
randomly.
stuff like that.
Yeah, like
if you weren't looking
blimpies.
for it, you wouldn't catch it.
The
Well,
one
what I think it is I think it's people get something set in their mind, and they see it that way, no matter what's there.
Right.
I know that Boeing has been Boeing for as long as I've been alive.
Right. And I've always known it as Boeing as well.
It's Boeing, yeah, for sure. My sister actually worked with Boeing, the
And
company that she works for.
these are people that have lived here for their whole lives, and they should know that it's Boeing.
Right.
Yet they still call it Boeings.
Hmm.
Okay. I think that there's sometimes that people just get a notion in their head, and once it's set there, it's the way it is.
Yeah.
And I could see something like that with the brag thing, brag versus brags. Oh, what do you take? Oh, I take brags.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I agree with
brags
that
apple
because
cider vinegar.
no, I mean I can see it in my head. I know exactly what the bottle looked like. I know exactly what it said. I'm a word person, so
Okay.
especially I know that it was for sure brags, for sure.
The mind is really good at creating reality.
Mm-hmm. But also at the
I
same
agree with
time, if
that,
we go
but-
with the if you believe in the multiverse theory, stuff like that, there's a lot of very interesting things that can be said on that topic, but that's definitely something for later.
I'll admit, I always thought it was Berenstein Bears.
It is.
Right. And that's exactly that's what we were
It
doing.
is.
When they said it was the other one, I'm like,
no.
it's not.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. No.
So, but I'm also willing to say, you know what? I could easily have just shortened it in my head, not thought about it really much, just assumed, went with it because I heard somebody else saying that.
Right.
And that's
No,
what
but
I picked
okay.
up on and went with.
What about ones though that don't make any sense, like in the Red Hot Chili Peppers song Under the Bridge, where he's talking about Los Angeles, the city of angels, right? And in the song it's always said the city of angels, and now he says the city of angel. That doesn't make any sense. Why would he say that? It's not called Los Angeles.
Very, very strange stuff.
It's just like
Los Angeles.
that don't make no sense.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's one of those things that I think some of it is perception, some of it could be reality, some of it could be the Mandela effect.
Right. And I think, when all those things converge, it starts, it starts causing like friction between people, like, oh no, it was this way. Oh no, it was this. And then something else. Oh no, it was this,
Well, I thought of it because we're talking about Cern, and that was the first place we went with that whole thing was, okay, Cern did something, this is because of Cern. I don't really feel like that anymore.
There's a lot of people that have put Cern as being a portal opener and
right. We've heard those theories as
reality modifier and things like that.
But
now, when I say a lot of power into the particle accelerator, I mean a lot of power as far as what we can put into stuff. That's still nothing in comparison to what it would take to open up a portal to, a 27 mile or 27 kilometer diameter portal into another dimension or another timeline. That's a whole nother order of magnitude or 4 higher than what we're talking about here. We're talking about a single atom being accelerated to the speed of light or near the speed of light. We're not talking about what it would take to open a bridge and maintain it between. I mean, that's getting up into power of the sun type stuff.
Right. Like something you see off Stargate or something.
Yeah, exactly. It's but on the flip side, who the heck knows? I mean, we've got power sources that supposedly are coming that we know nothing about that are, oh my God.
And that's one of the things I'm most excited about, is like that level of stuff that's been hidden from humanity, on purpose.
So Chrissy P in the chat, movie lines for sure are definitely, good examples of the Mandela effect. She's talking about Snow White, how it, like, we know it's mirror, mirror on the wall, and now it's not. It's magic mirror on the wall.
And actually, Ed McMahon was the spokesperson for the other one, if I remember correctly, at Monkey. Everybody thought it was Publishers Clearinghouse because that's the one that was around the longest, but I'm pretty sure it was some other name.
No, I'm with Monkey Business on that one.
There was 2 different catalog magazine deals going
I
on
remember
for a
Ed
long time
McMahon
together.
being with Publishers Clearinghouse.
Yeah, and that's weird because I do remember that too. But yeah, I mean that's a big one too. That's kind of 50-50. Everybody's like, it was this or he was here.
I definitely remember that.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is that you all are from a different timeline than I am. So you're all
we've had
you're
this
all a figment
conversation
of my
with some of our
imagination. Is what
family.
it sounds like.
now here's the amazing thing. If that were the case, we're all still patriots, and in the end, God wins.
Exactly. So no matter what timeline you're from,
that's right.
Yeah, we're all
have
here
a
together,
common thing to unite around.
Yeah, very much so. And there's going to be more common things coming.
Oh, I can't wait. Ooh.
So do we want to go over current stuff a little bit?
You know what? We might as well, Danno. I think that sounds like a great idea.
Let me give you back control because I don't think anybody wants to look at France by itself anymore. Yeah, just take it back. There you go.
All right. Okay. Close this out.
Yeah, American Family Publishers. That's the one. Thanks, Lisa.
American Family Publishers.
I've never heard of that ever.
That's so weird.
I've never heard of American Family Publishers.
Wow. Ooh.
Oh, what do we got going on here?
Looks like we got quite a few Q drops, Danno.
Oh, has he been being busy?
Oh, yeah. Looks like pretty busy. Let me get this up here.
We didn't get our alerts because we didn't have it on.
I had it off too.
Yeah.
We can get the red alert.
That's probably a good thing because we would have had it been going off quite a few times.
Oh, and there's a Trump tweet in there
too. Oh, wait,
too.
no, we just got two, right?
No. We've got
oh, there's more. Oh, yeah.
Oh, hold on a second.
Pattern. Do you see a pattern? Do you see a pattern? Oh, okay. He's just illustrating patterns.
All right, let me bring this back up.
Oh, Hillary Clinton covered up pedophile ring in the State Department.
Oh, small wonder, huh?
Oh.
Let's look at the next one. NYPD ready to make arrests in the Anthony Weiner case. You know, if you could have picked a perfect name for an individual.
Yeah, no joke, right? Oh, man.
All right, so
no
looks like
joke.
First one came in early today.
Yeah.
Ron Johnson's on Fox News suggesting there's child pornography on the computer that purportedly belongs to Hunter Biden.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, see, and that was the other thing. The who was it? The FBI agent that took control of that laptop was their top pedophile.
Yes, investigator.
Yeah.
Right. So, do we want to go to that? Or can we even go there to that New York Post?
4888 subpoena of all HB's financial record. Yeah, it's like, my goodness. Death blow, Pandora's political elite box. What do we have here? So New York Post, huh?
I'm surprised it's letting us go to this article.
Yeah, no joke. Oh man, he's like another one, like he who shall not be named.
In Kazakhstan.
Oh really? Wow.
Shall we call him Hunter Mort?
Yeah, right. My goodness.
Hunter did flip based on a Q drop earlier today. Hunter has flipped on his father. And it's very likely that Hunter, I saw something from the Coon where the watch that Hunter wears has been the watch that everybody has been supposing was POTUS's watch. But Hunter's the one that actually wears that watch.
Weird.
All right, let's go to the next Q post.
All right, let me get this one closed out here and we'll get back here. So post 4889. Now look at this. So we have a picture here of that guy. Y'all know who that is. I'm not going to say because our last video got taken down because of that.
Because of that guy.
I'm trying to see. No. Okay.
Who's a leopard skin?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Who could that be?
Does anybody know who that is?
No.
What does Q say about this?
So what Q's saying about this?
And yes, Damon, they did drop Hunt from around October. So I think that's probably about the time he flipped. It would be interesting to see if any of the watch posts predate Hunt for Red October or if they all post-date Hunt for Red October.
So this says America's founders believed that corruption and foreign influence were among the gravest threats to our nation.
Oh, absolutely.
So yeah, that's
and that goes to the Constitution there. Where they
Damon
Oh my God.
says that's baby mama, and Jada Logic says, was that the stripper?
The stripper.
So-
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha. Yep.
That's definitely stripper attire. So
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. All right, let's go.
no, it's not Rachel Chandler.
No, definitely not. All
But
right, you want to read this one,
yeah,
Joel?
okay. So we got 4890. This was dropped today. Those who provided Hunter with underage girls trafficked, same people who also took the pictures. If large sums of money are being paid by foreign state actors to protect it in powerful positions, U.S. polls, would they want assurances the deal will be kept? Bribes and blackmail, dark secrets.
4891 is critical. It's the one that
Yes.
shows.
You want to
the
take this
Hunter
one,
flipped.
Dano?
Yeah, do you want to read that one, Danno?
Okay.
Or I can
How
read
do
it.
How do you inform your targets and business partners what you have? Why would Hunter Biden have such material on his laptop? How was the content originally received? Email? Why would Hunter Biden risk turning over such material to a computer repair shop? Contents unrestricted, meaning the repair shop has complete access to the contents.
Right.
On purpose.
Yeah, who would do that? Why would you do that?
On purpose, years of being treated poorly by POP, or simple negligence. If such information existed on a laptop, why wouldn't contents be claimed? Several attempts made to claim. Messages left. Why wouldn't he want to reclaim, knowing the contents on the drive could bury Pops and family? A troubled life, a troubled family. Looks can be deceiving.
Wow.
Oh man.
And there was a picture. I'm going to see if I can find it. It was much earlier in the day. It showed a picture of him being hugged by his dad. And the look on his face, it was obviously a pose. It was almost artistic in the way that it was done. But it was, man, if a picture can say 1,000 words, this one said about 20,000.
Was that the black and white photo?
Yes.
I think I saw that.
Where did you guys see this?
It was on Twitter somewhere, I think. Somebody put it.
Yeah, that's what I'm scrolling to try to find here.
Yeah. Yeah, if you find it, let me know, and I will go ahead and give you control so you can show that to people.
Yeah.
So on 4892 is the tweet from our president.
Yeah,
Yes.
go ahead and
Get over there. Ooh, look at that. The B word is a national security threat.
word.
It looks like you retweeted Sean Davis here saying, after corruptly blocking readers from accessing the New York Post expose on H&JB, Twitter is now throttling circulation of a Fox News story detailing B's business ties in communist China.
Okay, Twitter, come on.
Yeah.
That's interesting what people were saying about the Mickey Mouse clock, the 10-2 being Joe Biden, which makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
10
JB? Yeah, it is. Isn't it?
And then
Yeah.
the 8 ticks would
Yeah.
be Hunter. H is the 8th letter of the alphabet.
Very dasting.
Oh, there you go.
Wow.
And the stuff that they come up with.
Oh man. Yeah. Very crazy.
Okay. I'm not finding it.
Yeah, I thought Serene and I came up with that, and then Joel's like, "No, I already heard that on Twitter." I'm like, "Dang it! Thought I got something right first, but no, someone else already."
First. I want to be first once.
It's like when you post something like that on Twitter, and then you see somebody else posted it earlier. Like, dang it!
Dang it.
Yeah, I've had that happen. I've come up with something just kind of off the wall, and so and so posted that 6 months ago. Oh,
Right.
shit.
So here's something really interesting that I noticed last night, and this is just me kind of shot in the dark here. So this line right here, boom, on purpose, years of being treated poorly by, and they got pop there in quotes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
we've been hearing about
who was the name of that guy that old Joe Biden almost got in a fight with? Corn Pop, right? Think mirror. You got your popcorn, Patriots.
Corn Pop.
Very
popcorn.
weird stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
Yeah,
I don't.
There could be more there. That's for sure.
Yeah, who knows? Something that could be digged on for sure. Digged on.
You want to read that one while he's still looking for that picture?
So we got a 4893 here. This one also came in today. How is the game played? Example, we got a link to Politico. No,
Court reinstates fraud conviction for Hunter Biden business partner.
Devin Archer was convicted of defrauding the Oglala Sioux Indian tribe out of bond sale proceeds.
Okay, I've got it.
You got it? Okay. Give me just a second here, Danno.
I just went and Googled it.
There you go.
Perfect. All right. Let me get this here. Reclaim. Let's do this.
Oh, you're the host.
Okay. Here you go, Danno. Yep. There it is. That's the one.
I mean,
Oh God.
yeah, right?
Now,
Joe obviously has a history of weird stuff.
Oh
Yeah.
no. I just had this horrible thought.
Oh, yeah, I bet you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you probably are. I mean, we
Oh,
won't say it
man.
here for reasons that
Oh, that's horrible.
y'all are aware of, but yeah, that's weird.
Here, give me just a second here. I want to show you something. Oops, that's not what I want to do. Come on, go to my profile.
I have to say it looks like no.
What?
Right there.
Yeah,
That is his granddaughter.
that's his granddaughter. That's right.
Oh,
She was 15 at the time this was taken. But look at this gal back here. She's like, "Oh, how sweet!"
Right.
Fucking
Yeah.
idiot. But this is a thread where I show a bunch of instances about this. Come on, just get up going. Okay, yeah, she's 20 now. But remember he had a younger gal that was his handler that always seemed to be holding his hand and guiding him around?
Yes.
It's her.
Oh, my
It's
God.
always her in one of the pictures.
Uh,
And she's much younger there.
oh gosh.
Yeah.
So apparently Joe likes to keep everything in the family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was trying to find another one. There's another one where she's guiding him out of a store and she's got a hold of his arm pretty aggressively. And it's her, but they don't kiss or anything, but you can tell it's her. I don't know. Maybe that's how they were keeping him straight for so long, as he thought she was his girlfriend or whatever. And
Oh my God.
yeah, just weirdness.
This is horrible. I feel so bad for Hunter all of a sudden. I wasn't expecting that.
Man.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously trying to make good on it and come clean, but he could have done that 20 years ago.
True. Yeah, true.
I mean, his shoes are not clean. They've got mud on them too.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. It's just,
You can take it
the
back.
trauma thing.
Right.
Is
That's right.
It runs really deep. So.
Yeah.
No, I understand. I get that it runs deep, but I think you'd be shocked and amazed at how many people have actually gone through that themselves.
Right.
True.
And many of us live daily with that kind of past, and you don't see us out doing things like that. So
yeah, we're well aware of that for sure.
Yeah,
it's always about choices.
Yep. Yes, it is. Very crazy. All right, I'm gonna grab this back here, jump this back onto the screen. Okay, and going on post 4893, we have 1, unanimous convicted by jury. 2, overturn of conviction by Judge Ronnie Abrams of the Southern District of New York. Attempt to free, provide shade, HB. 3, federal appeals court reinstates conviction background, Judge Ronnie Abrams. We got a link to Courthouse News. Let's see here. You want to take that, Kerry?
So this just says judge wed to Mueller team member steps away from Trump suits.
Hmm. We're not talking about his power suits, probably lawsuits.
A federal judge who's married to a new member of Robert Mueller's investigative team has stepped aside from lawsuits involving President Donald Trump and his business empire. So it's Greg Andres.
Hmm.
I know that name.
Yeah, I've heard that name.
Okay, so he's married to Ronnie Abrams, a federal judge in Manhattan who presided over lawsuits that accused Trump of violating the Constitution's emoluments
Yeah.
clause by letting his business accept money from foreign governments. Okay.
Okay. Then we got...
I just want to read something that one of my buddies sent me. I'm going to let him remain anonymous because I know the way he does, he doesn't want everybody to know.
Oh, that's fine.
I can say the same thing I said months ago, which is that every time the cabal smears an evidence or data drop in public, two more will pop up in its place. Escalation with superior firepower. Now it's starting to snowball enough for everyone to see it. You shoot one of us, we shoot two of you. You bomb us, we nuke you. And we can play this game all day till everyone sees the real game, which is their biggest fear.
Yep.
They've been given their chance to resign and retire. Those still on the battlefield now are fair game with quarter offered. No more deals. Remember, Q Team is only 9 people, but the group that they have come to be the mouthpiece of is thousands. Nothing can stop what is coming. The battle has already been won. They just don't know it yet.
Yep.
Jeez.
So Bird's Eye View is asking, did Hunter have a choice or forced? That's a good question.
Hard to know.
We always have a choice. You know, the man,
right.
That's a tough one.
I agree with that, but
sometimes the choice
people don't
is
always know that they have a choice. Do you know what I mean? We always do have a choice, but when people don't feel like they have a choice, then to them they really don't. Do you know what I mean? I know that it's complicated.
Maybe I'm the wrong one to engage in this conversation with because I've always had a very, very moral direction of what's right and wrong.
Right.
And
as have I. Yeah, I mean,
I've always known that it doesn't matter what the penalty is. Choosing the wrong path is a higher penalty than taking the short-term loss of, not going along with the situation.
Right.
And I've always kind of operated that way. So I don't know. I can't say that I'm a good one to talk to that about.
Yeah. I mean, I just think that people, especially people who are traumatized from a very, very young age, I mean, they're fractured. We know that anyone who's studied MK Ultra and what they do, they fracture the person to a point where I don't think that those people really have a choice because their personality is completely fractured to the point where they're almost like helpless. So I don't know. That's a tough one. Let's just move on.
Okay.
Let's move on.
Yeah, that's a difficult one.
Yeah, it really is. That's another deep rabbit hole there. So we got married to Greg Andres. Who is Greg Andres? We got a link to Reuters. Exclusive former Justice Department official joins Mueller team. Former U.S. Justice Department official to become the latest lawyer to join Special Counsel Robert Mueller's team investigating Russia's interference in the 2016 presidential election. A spokesman for the team confirmed. Greg Andres. Yep, there it is. Okay, so we got that. Drain the swamp. Yeah. Dasting. Wow.
And is that not the guy? Which one was that you were reading? Sorry, I was distracted.
Oh, that was this from Reuters here.
What drop number?
That was drop number 4893.
Okay.
So
the great. Okay, yes. Now I saw some stuff about this today. Apparently, Greg Andres, Ronnie Abrams' brother, works at SDNY.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I made a post about it earlier. Find it here. That was a reply to it. Come on, show me the original.
Hmm.
Yes, Greg Donald Anders is an American attorney who most notably served as an assistant special counsel for Russian interference in 2016 United States election under Robert Mueller. But then another one. Anyway, I can't bring it up right now. TweetDeck's being screwy. But there was somebody else that had posted that Abrams' brother is somebody that is worked at SDNY and may still be there.
Right.
I mean, SDNY has turned out to be the snake pit.
Yeah, no kidding there.
Oh my gosh.
That is no joke.
All right, so what is this next one? Alexandra.
So post 4894.
Oh, Miss Taco Bell.
Chalupa.
I can't stand that woman.
Okay, it says Steve Bannon is a terrorist more dangerous to the United States than Osama bin Laden ever was. He belongs in a high security prison for life.
Now play that video. It's only about a minute long. Let everybody hear what Steve Bannon says that she's reacting that way about.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would make more sense.
Let's take a listen here, Patriots.
We know the Biden campaign is watching. There's a lot more to come. And just remember, every time something comes out and you lie about it or you hide behind the Russia coverage, additional information is going to come out and prove you're liars. So for Tony Blinken and all you guys seeing your careers go up in ashes, just remember, there's evidence, emails, text messages, a lot more to come, and not just from the hard drive. There's stuff coming out all over, affidavits, other things from other news organizations. You're going to be buried in an avalanche of evidence of your corruption and how you've sold out America. You sold out America to the equivalent of the Nazi Party in the 1930s. That's what the Chinese Communist Party is. This is not about China. It's not about the Chinese people. The Chinese people are totally innocent here. Most decent, hardworking people on earth. It is their liberation that's the defining aspect of the first half of the 21st century. And
That's
you
an important phrase.
have been complicit in their slavery. You have stolen their money to make yourselves wealthier.
Yep.
Joe Biden and his family and Blinken and Sullivan and you guys are caught up in it too, okay? You have stolen the money from the hardest working people on earth that are enslaved by this totalitarian dictatorship that breaks the underground house Christians, breaks the underground Catholic Church, suppresses the Tibetan Buddhists, puts concentration camps with the Muslim Uyghurs. You have taken blood money to go out and you, Hunter Biden, to do your drugs and all your depravity. Well, it's all going to come out in living color, okay? All going to come out in living color. That money, sir, was stolen from the Chinese people in slave labor. Remember that, stolen from them.
Hoo-hoo.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Okay. Do you smell the panic in her response?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Huh.
Oh, yeah.
Because realistically,
wow.
How could you get that he's a terrorist out of
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, what?
He's telling the truth.
What? Yeah.
Well, it's not just that. It's what is he saying that would label him as a terrorist by anybody? By any means?
Right. Exactly.
Nothing. Yeah.
Wow.
Any journalist or news outlet treating him as anything but a code red threat is aiding and abetting the enemy. Everyone is on notice. Who is Alexandra Chalupa really?
Right.
That's the question we need to be asking. There's more to her than we know. And yeah, she's more than Taco Bell. Yeah, so I don't know. I think she plays a more important role, and maybe she's a little bit higher up in the hierarchy than we think.
Yeah, no joke.
Wow.
Because that kind of phraseology is not something that an underling would utilize.
Right.
Yeah, no kidding.
Definitely panic.
Who? Panic? Who is Alexandra
Exactly.
Chalupa?
Who is she? And
yeah, what's this New York Post again? Oh, and they're asking the same question.
Isn't the same drop?
Yep,
Yeah.
same drop.
Do you want to go down and we can look at it? A new cast of characters emerged at Wednesday's impeachment hearings. When is this dated?
This was
Okay, this is from November of
13th.
2019.
Yeah.
including, you can X out of that, I think. Oh, no, it's okay. Including Alexandra Chalupa, a former DNC contractor and staffer who dug for dirt on the Trump campaign with help from Ukrainian officials. She calls herself, she's a Ukrainian American, and she calls herself a human rights lobbyist.
Okay.
Okay.
Huh.
I'm going to hang on. Let me get set up with this. I need to show you guys something.
Oh, I'd love to see it.
This is a preview of the Khazaria thread. I'm going to show you guys two little things that will blow your freaking mind.
I love
Not
it.
for the first time today. Jeez.
I eat red pills like they're Skittles. So
Okay. Now, does everybody know the town of what the heck was the name of that? The new Astana. Kazakhstan.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Kazakhstan, Astana was going to be the center of the New World Order's capital.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. And if you guys don't know Kazakhstan, you can, if you've ever heard of the movie or the character Borat, that's supposedly where he's from.
Throw it over to me. I got it set up here. And we're just going to use a map because a map is the answer.
Yes. Love it.
Sorry, Damon, giving away a little bit of our stuff. Oh. Share that one. Okay. Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So we've got Ukraine over here. We've got the Black Sea down here. We've got Turkey here. The Caucasus Mountains run right here.
Okay.
Where the term Caucasian came from. Azerbaijan, Armenia, Georgia. This is Russia. This is Kazakhstan.
Yep.
There is Astana.
There it is.
Down here is Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop up an overlay of Khazaria and the influence in the area that Khazaria controlled. It is thought that they controlled back in the day. Notice that is a good portion of the corner edge of the Ukraine.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Also notice that it is in here in the Kazakhstan. A little bit away from Astana, but not terribly.
Right.
Now there's another one here I've got that shows a little bit more intrusion into both. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, have you also heard of Tartaria?
Yes. Yes, we have.
Tartaria basically was this whole thing.
Yes.
Including, and these were this is about where it stopped, was here. Okay, again, Tartaria covered this whole area.
Yeah.
Tartaria was the precursor to Khazaria.
Gotcha.
Okay, and I already showed you I didn't show you the Hittite Empire, but that's another one. Now the Silk Road, and this is again Damon Wolf. He presented me this one.
Awesome.
Astana is right up here. This is the Silk Road. This is the path of the Silk Road. And you'll notice that again, this area here is directly in the middle of where Khazaria was. Now here's a secondary Silk Road that shows the further east. But there actually is another road that ran up through Astana. Astana was a major portion of the Silk Road. And this whole area is coveted by the deep state, by the Luciferians. This is their homeland. This is where they came from.
Right.
This whole thing, including down into here. This is all of what they want.
Oh,
that's why Ukraine is so important. That's why you see so much about Ukrainian corruption. Mm-hmm. Why? Because they're Khazarian.
Wow.
They were notorious for being corrupt. They were notorious for their thievery. That's one of the things that they did. So just keep all that in mind. I'm not going to go too much further with it because I don't want to give away a whole thread.
Right. That'd be something we got to come back and do another show for. That would be a really good one.
That Wolf is working very, very hard. I mean, we're going way, way back on that. So
yeah, but I love that.
The Ukraine connection is critical.
Right.
It's critical to when they say Israel is last, it's not Israel.
Right.
It's the Ukraine.
Yeah.
Oh,
yep.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not actually referring to Israel there. They're talking Ukraine right there.
Yep.
As you look at where that old empire was. Wow. Yep.
That's that. Yeah, I'm not even going to go there because it's we're not ready yet, but
no worries.
There's a lot there, and it's going to be critical to the understanding the end game of where we're going. But just understand that all this focus on the Ukraine has a very specific purpose. Ukraine is going to be central in much of what's coming.
Wow.
Okay.
Mind-blowing stuff. Yeah, that the whole I've studied Tartaria pretty good.
Okay.
And yeah, that is an interesting topic.
Yes, it is. Demon.
Yeah.
It's deep.
It is.
Yeah,
it is deep.
And they were pushed out. Yeah, and he said they were pushed out by Russia, which is why they hate him so much. And if you understand that the Bolsheviks were Khazarians, you'll understand why the Bolsheviks butchered so many native Russians.
Yeah. Wow. So our next post here, 48.95. Look at this picture. This product is an ear loop mask. This product is not a respirator and will not provide any protection against the CCP virus or other viruses or contaminants. Yeah. And that's a warning on a box of masks.
In cars, there's things we call gravel filters. They're like metal screens that you put over the air, over the carburetor or fuel injection so that the big stuff doesn't get into it, like when you're on a racetrack. That's about all those masks are. They're about a gravel filter. They don't get any of the real fine stuff, but they sure do a good job of blocking your ability to breathe.
Yes, they do. And I know this for a fact. I used to drywall and we'd wear masks, and I tell you what, all that dust still got through the mask. I mean, it stopped a portion of it, but not all of it. Okay, so then we got a link to a Twitter account. This is SV News. Just in, Twitter removes tweet from White House COVID-19 advisor Dr. Scott Atlas saying masks don't work.
Yeah, we certainly couldn't be letting that out.
Right. System of control, applied logic, and common sense.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, something that unfortunately had been lacking for a while.
I just got written up at work for not wearing a mask.
I saw that tweet, Danno. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Man.
I can't really blame work, but it is what it is.
Right.
Well, yeah, I basically quit my job because I refused to wear a mask.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I have lots of bad habits I have to maintain, so gotta work.
Oh yeah. Yeah, let's see what do we got here. Man, how many more? Wow, there's a lot of posts here.
Oh, yeah, Bolshevik Red October.
One big happy family.
Okay, yeah, the Democrat Party and mainstream media.
Look at this. Look at that.
That's an older post, but you can
it
see
is.
all the connections.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where the one, if you scroll down on that one and read the bottom of the post.
Missing 29 connections national, missing 98 connections local. Wow.
Oh, geez.
Wow.
Yeah, all these connections.
Now, the thing I made a joke about, and it was semi-serious, but, it might be true, is that they probably just need to go ahead and call it the family business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in some way, shape, or form, they're all freaking related.
Yes, they are. Oh, man.
They're probably all Rothschilds too. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Well, they're all bloodline. I'll guarantee
they
that.
are.
Yeah.
And if they're not, they're at least sub-bloodline, and that because that's the only way you get in the game.
Yep. That's right.
Jeez.
Wow. What's Q say about that? How's the game played? Now that you know how Judge Ronnie Abrams and Greg Andres are connected, who is Dan Abrams?
There it is.
Judge Ronnie.
That's where I saw it. It was a Q drop.
Oh, okay.
Dan Abrams is an American web entrepreneur and television host who serves as the chief legal affairs anchor for ABC News and is the host of the Dan Abrams Show, where politics meets the law, on SiriusXM's POTUS channel. He was the host of Live
He
PD.
also was SDNY.
Let's see here. Let's see. Maybe in early life. Let's see. Where is it here?
Manhattan, career.
I don't see it.
Oh, okay. Well, that might have been an incorrect statement then.
No, there is quite a bit here.
Yeah.
Who was his girlfriend?
Let's see here.
At the bottom. You were there.
Florinka Pacenti.
That doesn't jump out.
And his sister, Ronnie Abrams, was nominated for a federal judgeship by Barack Obama in 2011.
Oh, is that what it was? It was Greg. Okay. Thanks, Damon.
Greg.
I knew SDNY was in there somewhere.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay.
So many people to keep track of.
Brother of Judge Ronnie Abrams, chief legal affairs anchor for ABC News, and is the host of the Dan Abrams Show. Yep, that's right. We just read that in there. Oh, now, yeah, this right here. Look at this. Sergey Brin, co-founder of Google, president of Alphabet Inc., net worth $49.5 billion, married to Anne Wojcicki, co-founder of 23andMe, net worth $1 billion DNA database, and she's sisters with, let's look at that, Susan Wojcicki, CEO of YouTube, net worth $410 million, Censorship. Yeah.
So that's who we have to thank.
Yeah.
Thanks, Susan.
And you can guarantee that Sergey and Ann cross-pollinate, meaning Google has every single bit of that DNA database.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
And doesn't Google own YouTube?
Google owns everything, so yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Because I think you have to sign into YouTube with your Google
You do,
ID.
yeah, you do.
So Sergey just gave Susan a job.
Man, that's crazy.
Wife cis.
Yep.
Nepotism. It's a real thing.
How is the game played? Yeah, you can see it right here.
It's time to take our planet back, folks.
Yes. You want to grab that one?
All right, so we've seen this multiple times. The IG report showing Hillary Clinton and Foundation crime against children. Why is the FBI's top child porn lawyer involved in the H. Biden laptop case? Special Agent Joshua Wilson. Do you see a pattern? Yeah, so we were talking about this earlier. Yeah, why would he be? Why?
Hey, Tanya, there's a bunch of good information out there about the Rothschilds. They're basically, they're not top tier, but they're as top tier as we're going to find out about.
Right.
They kind of pull a lot of the strings. They're one of the major families.
Right.
They're basically the major banking family in the world. They own all of the central banks in the world. They got that much power because they are bloody ruthless assholes who have no concern for anybody or anything other than their own.
Somebody
benefit.
actually did a really good thread on that, and Joel and I covered it in one of our shows a while back. I think it's called The Y Family, if you want to look that up.
Yeah. I can't remember if it was it Anonymous? Did they do that?
It might have been. I don't remember at the moment, but
yeah.
But somebody did a really amazing thread about that.
Somebody got post 4899. Q asks, do you see a pattern?
Over here, and we are following this breaking news out of Washington. Some serious allegations this morning facing the State Department.
That's right. According to internal State Department memos, the agency might have called off or intervened in investigation into possibly illegal and inappropriate behavior within its ranks, allegedly to protect jobs and avoid scandals. This concerns the time that Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State. We want to get right to NBC's chief White House correspondent, Chuck Todd, with the latest. Chuck, good morning to you.
Good morning, Savannah. You know, there's an old saying in Washington that the cover-up is worse than the crime. But in this case, both parts of it are disturbing. Allegations of prostitution and pedophilia, and allegations that those crimes were somehow covered up or not looked into. So the State Department this morning is having to respond to those claims and those investigations of misconduct by State Department officials, including by an ambassador and security agents attached to then Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. And the allegations are that these investigations were whitewashed, quashed altogether, and that those orders came from high up.
Here we go.
This is
NBC
an older
News has
video, I
obtained
think.
documents related to ongoing investigations into some disturbing allegations involving State Department personnel and at least one ambassador. A State Department memo says the ambassador, quote, routinely ditched his protective security detail in order to solicit sexual favors from both prostitutes and minor children. The memo also says a top State Department official directed department investigators to, quote, cease the investigation into the ambassador's conduct. It's just one of what another document describes as, quote, several examples of undue influence from top state officials. On Monday, a State Department spokesperson not confirm specific investigations.
I'm not going to talk about specific cases, but I can say broadly that the notion that we would not vigorously pursue criminal misconduct in any case is preposterous.
A former investigator for the department's inspector general
Apparently
has
not too
complained to Congress
preposterous.
and the media
Right.
that the investigations have not been thorough because of the pressure from those high-level officials.
We take every allegation of misconduct seriously, and we look into it.
It was less than 6 months ago that another major internal investigation painted Hillary Clinton's State Department in a negative light. That scathing report on the failed diplomatic security procedures in the aftermath of the Benghazi attack.
What difference at this point does it make? It is our job to figure out what happened and do everything we can.
As we noted, the whistleblower in this case, a member of the Inspector General investigative team at the State Department, she's gone to Congress demanding an investigation, and it's our understanding Congressman Ed Royce, the leading Republican in House Foreign Relations, says he does plan on having an investigation, and no doubt hearings are probably going to come soon as well, Savannah.
But Chuck, where are we on this? Is at this point just allegations from one whistleblower? Have they been substantiated in any way?
Well, here's what it is. The whistleblower says that this report, that the internal investigation having to do with how diplomatic security even investigated these allegations, that's where this scathing report came from. It's how the investigators somehow dropped the investigations, including into this ambassador and onto some other deal, including on folks that were part of security detail. So the allegations themselves haven't been fully substantiated by us, but this Inspector General whistleblower believes that the evidence was clear, but the problem was the investigation wasn't done in time to find out for sure if this misconduct was happening.
More to come on this for sure. Chuck Todd, thank you very much.
All right, and we are following.
Wow.
So that was from 2017. Is that right?
The next one's from November of 2016.
Do you see a pattern? Do you see a pattern? So we got a Twitter account here. Aaron Rupar.
Oh, 6 hours ago.
Ron Johnson is on Fox News suggesting there's CP on the computer that purportedly belongs to HB.
Well, we already knew that.
Yeah.
Here on Sunday Morning Futures, there is more to come, and there is further analysis of the subpoena's handwriting, and it suggests that the subpoena was served by an FBI agent his name is Joshua Wilson, and over the last 5 years, he has been working on child pornography issues. Connect the dots. If an FBI agent is working on child pornography issues for 5 years, why is he subpoenaing the laptop of Hunter Biden? Is there a connection here? Should this suggest that there's a child pornography issue here on that laptop?
Well, I think you just made the connection. Again, this is what the FBI, I think, has to come clean about. This isn't a standard investigation where, you know, if the FBI doesn't indict somebody, that everything remains confidential. This is something that, as we were talking about, relates to national security. And if there's criminal activity involved that could be tied to Hunter Biden or his business associates, or even possibly tied back to other members of the Biden family, and as some of these emails indicate, that Joe Biden was fully aware of this. He was taking his 10% cut or requiring 50% from his family member's salary. This needs to be known before Americans go to the polls.
So was the FBI agent who served the subpoena investigating child pornography, Senator?
Well, you just read the news report. I can't comment any further. I don't want to speculate other than to say that what I said publicly before, our report uncovered so many troubling connections, so many things that need to be investigated that I really think we're just scratching the surface. And yes, I've heard all kinds of things that I think will probably be revealed over the next few days. There's a treasure trove of emails and video and pictures in not only the purported computer of Hunter Biden, but now we've got the co-conspirator, Bevan Cooney, that also starting to reveal information. I guess we're probably going to just find more information every day over the next couple of weeks.
I've got couple things to add here.
Yeah.
Chanel Rion and one other insider, I can't remember who it was, stated that there was a very specific phrase used, underage obsessions.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
And I actually put a post up addressing that. Underage obsession can only mean one thing. Child porn.
Yes.
Yep, that's right.
Yep.
That's right.
So we have from inside sources that have seen it basically telling us that that's exactly what's there.
Right.
Man. I mean, it's not,
We're
we're not surprised, but
connect the dots.
Connect the dots. Yeah.
And, and from all intents and purposes, what Q had posted a little bit earlier is indicating that Hunter is giving this up and incriminating himself willingly.
Right.
In order to deal with his father and his uncle, because we're going to find out that Joe's brother was also deep into this.
Right.
There was some stuff that passed through my feed earlier today that looked like it was some handwritten stuff from the 70s about Joe Biden's first wife.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah. Yeah.
If that turns out to be anywhere near true.
Yeah, no joke. Yeah, that was crazy. So look at this.
I don't know what you guys are talking about, but
GOP report claims HB paid women linked to prostitution or human trafficking ring, but reports also said it could not confirm allegations.
Yeah, we saw this at least a week or two ago.
Now, did everybody see that picture of Hunter supposedly doing coke off the hooker's ass?
Don't know if I did.
I didn't see that one. I saw a few others.
Do you want to show it?
No.
I don't know if we should.
I don't think so.
All right. No, it's your call. Let's just say that some people that have seen it have indicated that they don't think it's
not real.
Well, no, that it's not an adult. That
jeez. Oh, God.
It's hard to tell. But,
yeah. Oh, man.
Well, it's probably, just from what we are hearing and seeing here, it probably is not an adult.
Man, that
might not be. The other thing to keep in mind is that I think that the Wiener laptop is going to come into play. But I think that all along, the Wiener laptop and Frazzle Drip and all that has been the distraction to be making you look over there, where the real thing is the Hunter laptop.
Right.
The Hunter laptop will give us the Wiener laptop.
Man.
But the Hunter laptop was the key. And everybody was focused on the Wiener laptop.
Right.
And that's where
right.
That's where the focus has been by everybody.
Yes.
Disinformation is necessary.
That's right. That's right. I mean, it's literally like they're using these guys' playbook against them. Like, okay, well, check this out. And they're not even aware of it.
They don't even know what's going on.
Exactly. Up is down, down is up, but it's all, it's all being done to literally save our planet.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Crazy stuff.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I don't think I can take any more today.
Oh man.
Once more over deliver.
I love it though.
But in a good way.
Love it.
Definitely.
It is always a good time when you come on,
to get
Danno.
this information out, and we appreciate you being here with us.
Absolutely do.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me, and I really, really, really appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to be able to get this stuff out there.
Oh, absolutely, Danno. Anytime, brother. We really do appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you so much. And we just might make this a Sunday afternoon thing.
Yeah.
If not every Sunday, maybe every other Sunday.
Yeah, if you're good with that, Danno, that would be awesome for us.
Yeah. I'm good with that. I've got quite a few threads that we can go through, and I might even be able to write a couple new ones between then and now.
Yes,
Nice.
I love it.
Awesome.
I love it. Absolutely. That is so cool.
Yeah. Well, shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you guys for being here with us today.
Yeah.
This was kind of a long one, but man.
I mean, do we want to do a little quick Q&A before we shut it down? Or?
Yeah, we might as well.
Since we got everybody there before everybody bails on us.
Yeah. Anybody got questions for Danno? Just go ahead and
we broke
shoot them out there. What's
Not
that?
broken. Not broken.
Kerry, are you broken? Yeah, let's take some questions. That would be good.
Oh, somebody asked a long, long time ago where the pyramid is in the States, and I was wondering the same thing too. Do you know what state that's in? Is it in New York?
No, hang on.
No.
It's in click the button, rotate the globe. It is in Illinois.
Illinois.
Oh, okay.
Can I give you a control real quick, Danno, so you can show people what you're looking at there?
It's called Monk's Mound. It's right outside of St. Louis.
I'm gonna give you control over to you for a minute here.
I wasn't aware that was even there. Okay.
Hang on, I gotta get the right button up here. There it is. I'd hidden all that. But Monk's Mound is right here in Illinois. And you can't really see it, but it is a pyramid.
Not really seeing what you're looking at there, Danno.
Yeah, so I say it doesn't really show up, but it's actually.
Well, I like the screen.
It's one of the Clovis pyramids.
Yeah, we can't see your screen at all. So.
Oh, you can't? Oh, well, that's.
Oh wait, here we go. Here we go.
Being retarded.
There we go.
There we go.
Now we can see something.
I have to double click, not single click. Monk's Mound, right here, right outside of St. Louis.
Okay.
Huh. All right.
Monk's Mound.
Very weird.
It would be considered, I believe that's considered Clovis. I could be wrong on that, but that's about the right area for the Clovis. Yeah, and like Damon says, there were several. I haven't mapped them all yet.
Lisa Parler is saying there's one in Georgia too.
Very possibly. Like I say, I haven't mapped them all yet. I'm, hadn't really gotten that deep into it, so not that part of it yet.
Yeah.
So Red 5 is asking, is the Biden photo fake? Is
Which
that
Biden?
the black and white one? Are you asking, Red 5?
Or are you asking about the Coke one?
Oh, that one, yeah, probably. It's probably that one.
Yeah, that one, I don't know. It's possible. It looks like it could be him. There's no way to know for sure. No
Right.
face is visible. So
Yeah.
Maga Medium 2 is asking about Lake Como.
yes, Kathy, I see you. The secret to Lake Como, I think, is just the fact that it's central. Here, I'm gonna make a noise here. I
There's
was
that
sitting
shoulder.
back in my chair and I had to lean forward, and that hurts the shoulder.
Yep.
Okay, first thing I want to do here, let me click off pyramids. Okay, we've got Italy, we've got France, we've got Switzerland, we've got Belgium. Now, let's keep in mind, Belgium is the center of the deep state. Belgium,
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Belgium
I've heard a lot about
has
Belgium.
Brussels, which
Mhm.
is the center for the EU and the World Court.
Yep.
And also
Right.
has Antwerp, which is the center of the diamond trade.
Oh, geez.
We have Luxembourg right here. Germany obviously has its thingies. Liechtenstein is this little tiny thing here. We got Switzerland, which is the banking center of the world at Zurich. And right here, and the only reason I know this so precisely is because I was looking at this yesterday. This Y-shaped lake
What?
Oh no.
Is
Whoa.
Lake Como.
What?
And this is where Biden and a lot of these deep state people
Oh
go.
yeah, that's where
That's their place.
Clooney has his home, and that's where they were taking that picture with Clooney and Obama and his little Asian girl.
Yep, I remember that.
Geez. Okay, yeah.
That was on Lake Como right here. And again, it's this Y-shaped lake. You know, I mean, it's upside down. So here, I mean, if you can't visualize, let's fix it for you so you can see the Y. Jink.
Yep.
Jink. So yeah, that's Lake Como, but it's so close to all the major players,
Right.
all the major spots. It's, you know, I mean, you're right. There's Switzerland, Liechtenstein, Austria, Germany, France, Italy, and Luxembourg, and Belgium's right here. So I mean, let's take our little measuring tool, because here in the States we don't really have an idea of how small Europe really is.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just center it there. That's a 200-mile radius covers all of them.
Wow.
Oh, geez.
Okay, so that's nothing. I mean, that's from here to Portland, or that's from you know. I mean, that's nothing.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, you could do that a day's drive, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you got CERN right here. I mean, everything is all in that circle.
Wow.
A little further out. I mean, because you got Brussels up here, but I mean,
right. But
you know,
still,
it's a pretty small circle.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, we could go out to here, and it's a 300-mile circle. And you're getting into, you know, Prague and Austria, and, you know, I mean, Budapest is the old Habsburg Empire out here. You know, I mean, it's all there. It's just crazy. I mean, you got Rome down here, which is obviously the Vatican, so they're not that far away.
Nope.
So it's just a nice centrally located thing. You know, it's up here right in this area.
Yeah.
So
wow.
Let's see.
And it's a gorgeous area. I mean, if you've ever looked at pictures of it, you'll understand why they like to go there. And it's a very nice climate. So.
All right, we have a few more questions. You want to read that one, Joel?
Sure.
I was gonna go for the Muncie Wolverine.
Yeah, I was about to ask you that one. Danno, do you think the communists from the start were a demonic religion masquerading as a political ideology?
Karl Marx was a Ashkenazi Khazarian Jew.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one that wrote the Communist Manifesto.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
From the beginning, it was satanic.
Okay, so the answer is yes.
The Khazarians were the beginning. They basically were of the line of Nimrod.
Right.
And Nimrod is the one who started the Luciferian worship, and it's just continued on down through them. So.
Wow.
And yes, right. Khazarians.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions you guys are seeing?
Oh, here we go. We got one from Awakenings and New Beginnings. So, was told a CERN is in the state of Tennessee. What say you, Danno? So I'm thinking probably like a Large Hadron Collider. Because I had heard something similar to that a while back.
Oh yeah, there's an LHC in there's a couple of LHCs in the States, colleges.
Mm-hmm.
They're not as big as CERN. Hadron Collider. There's one in Australia.
Ooh.
Probably can't find it there. Give me just a second here. Bring you guys over here. Hadron Collider. Hadron.
You want to read Letitia's question while we're looking this up?
Oh, sure. So Letitia asks, Danno, everything said and done, are we just watching a movie?
Yes.
Sure seems like it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. We are we're passengers on the train, And
Right.
and we're just waiting to get off at the next station.
That's kind of how I felt for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I need to address that fully, because it upsets a lot of people to think that potentially white hats are responsible for COVID and
Right.
the riots and stuff like that. Every bit of what you're seeing has been planned for and allowed for and prepared for and created. The thing that everybody has to understand is this is war, and there are a lot of times casualties in war. So there will be some fallout. I believe that the path that they are taking is the path that will lead to the least amount of death. Any other path leads to a shooting war. And a shooting war on United States soil. Go look at the last time we had a shooting war on United States soil between two different sides of the United States, the Civil War, the single bloodiest war in our history.
Exactly.
It killed a significant portion of the population. I mean, I'm not talking like 2%, I'm talking like 10% or 15% of voting age men. It was horrendous. And anything else that they could potentially do could set off a shooting war. If at the beginning, back in 2017, they had just rounded all these people up publicly, marched them out and said, we're arresting them. Half the country would have risen up in revolt.
Oh, yeah.
Because they were not at a point of accepting that those people were bad.
Too many social engineered issues to
everything that we're
blindside us.
watching has been specifically designed to red pill and break through that social engineering.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
And it will continue to get crazier.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get to the point where people are not able to deny it. And the cognitive dissonance at that point, I think that's what Suicide Weekend's going to be, is at the point where the cognitive dissonance gets so bad for some of these people that they literally cannot take it.
Right.
Because there's going to be those that just can't adapt. They just can't accept that they've been lied to their whole lives.
Right.
And that their belief structure is that far flawed. They'll take the other way out.
It's kind of like old Cypher from the Matrix movies when he wants to get put back in the Matrix because he said, after all this time, I found that ignorance is bliss.
Yep.
I think it's really
this
important
meat
for us
isn't real.
I think we need to keep these people in our prayers because a lot of, these are good people.
And we have some that are in our family. So we really do, it'll hit people on different levels for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for everybody. I mean, there's not one of us that's not going to be affected by this one way or another.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and touching on that, I do want to also remind people that it's not a bad idea to be a little bit prepared for
yes,
we keep reminding in all of our shows. Yeah, so I'm glad you brought that up.
Thank you, Danno.
Potential shit hit the fan situation.
We're stressing that it's preparation, not panic, guys.
Yes.
Right now, everything that you possibly could need is available.
Yes.
Get it now.
Yes.
Just be prepared,
Hey, and if it doesn't come to that, awesome. But it's always good to have a fallback.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking, here I am in Seattle area, and I've got Chinese guys right across the border from me.
Right.
So,
yes. Yes,
it could get exciting here real fast. So,
yeah.
I'm well prepared. I've got what I need, and, freezer full of food, and, as long as power stays on, I'm good. But, your main job is to take care of yourselves and your family.
Yes.
There's professionals that will be out there doing the wet work, doing the heavy work.
Yep.
This is all planned for. It's all known. Just, be prepared. Plan for the worst, hope for the best. That's
exactly.
So.
All right. We have a question about Barr and Pence.
White or black hats?
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
I don't think Barr is a black hat.
I don't tend to either.
I don't either.
I think Barr is just waiting until the right moment. This is all about timing.
Yeah,
Every bit of this is
playing
about
his
timing.
part. He's playing his part.
He's doing what he has to do, and he's done a lot of it already. It's like Sessions, Sessions played his part perfectly. But Pence, on the other hand,
Yeah.
I can go either way on that one right now.
Yep. That one's
Yeah, I don't want to believe that one, but it's kind of like the JFK Jr. thing. You know, I want that to be true, but there's no proof.
the thing I keep coming back to is POTUS is a master of Sun Tzu.
Yes,
true.
absolutely.
And Sun Tzu is keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer.
Yeah, close.
Right.
And Pence was not chosen by POTUS.
Right.
Pence was forced upon POTUS.
So basically, we have to be prepared for anything at this point, guys. We don't know, and we just
don't know.
have to be prepared for the eventuality that it could be anyone who's not who we think they are.
Right.
So, yeah.
Who do I think the shadow president is? Oh, that's very obvious. The shadow president is Obama.
Yeah.
He is trying to run a shadow government from Washington, D.C., from his house in Washington, D.C., and that's what all these people, namely the deep state, the CIA, and all those folks, the senior executive service, the SES, that's what they're all doing. That's all part of that. So,
right. So Lisa, same here. I don't want to believe that either. The thing is, though, it was his wife who got the envelope. Maybe she's into something. That
technically, Hillary got the envelope too, not Bill.
Well, true. Yeah. Well, yeah. Wasn't it? Follow the wives. That's
well,
kind of
it makes
little
sense
thing.
that Hillary would get the envelope. I mean, right?
Oh, no. Bill is just as bad. Do not think for a second.
I know.
That Bill is not just as evil. He just has that good old buffoony
good old boy. Yeah. Persona.
So many women fell for.
Yeah. He's gross.
So, but on the flip side, Bush Jr. got the envelope, not his wife. So
yeah, true. Yeah. He handed it to his wife, didn't he?
But I'm going to bring up two things about Follow the Wives.
Okay. Yes.
First one, in my diggings on Khazaria, it was a matriarchal society, meaning the power is passed through the mother, aka the wife. Also, a lot of these wives are actually power players in and of themselves. And we're just finding out how much power they wield behind the scenes after the fact. It is always a good idea to look at these people and wonder who's really the power player and who's the puppet.
Right.
And I think that sometimes we have things backwards. I think we have some puppets that are being puppeted very well by the power players that are sitting there smiling so sweetly next to them.
Right.
With that in mind, I think is it Cern Moyer says HRC could be Shadow Prez. Just saying. It actually could be, because if you think about, so we just watched that interview with Alan Perro recently. I don't know what's going on with that, but it was Brennan, Biden, and Hillary Clinton who orchestrated the whole thing. And Obama was kind of just told what to do about that whole situation.
It's possible that Obama is just the puppet.
I think
somebody's
he might
got their
be.
hand stuffed up his ass making him talk.
Right.
He'd probably like that. I don't know. I mean,
but it is interesting though that our favorite Anon has posted, a few times shadow presidency and shown pictures of old Barry.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Barry has been very much called out as the shadow president. And Kamala is just Hillary 2.0. So.
Right. Exactly.
But like you were saying, we don't really know who the true puppeteers are and who are the puppet masters.
Right. Yeah. When you start looking at like old Epstein and Maxwell, it really almost seems like she's his
the
handler.
One, yeah. She's the main puppet master.
Right. Oh, here we go. LHC.
There's one Cern, Brookhaven, which is on Long Island. Fermilab, which is again in Europe. Oh no, it's in Chicago.
Oh, look at that.
I didn't know that.
Huh.
The superconducting was in Waxahachie, but it was canceled. another at Brookhaven, and another one at Cern. And then the Future Circular Collider is the big one. That's supposed to be like 260 kilometers in diameter.
Mm-hmm.
It's huge.
Wow.
So
that's crazy. Goodness gracious.
But anyway.
Wow.
And this is the other thing about the Large Hadron Collider. Look at that name right there.
Alice? Are you kidding me?
Oh my gosh.
What?
And look at the shape. 6, 6, 6.
Yep.
6.
Look at that.
Anyway.
Yeah, there's
nothing to see
so
here.
many places we could go with that.
Oh man.
Have you done a thread on Disney at all? Are you interested in that at all? Because
Disney is just so blatant and so obvious. I don't even think it's necessary to do a thread.
Well, it is though, because I mean, I
we
know
because we want to see it,
many
Danno.
adults who are obsessed with Disney and absolutely cannot see anything wrong with Disney.
True.
And they need to wake up.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, when you have 40, 50-year-old full-grown men crying because you don't like Disney, there is an issue there.
Have you ever heard of the bronies?
Yes.
I mean, I'm just saying, there's worse problems in the world than people not thinking about Disney.
Right.
There's a lot of disassociation in the world right now, and those people, no matter what you show them, you probably aren't going to get through to them. We need to trust. I honestly think that our job as red pillars, we're not. Man, this is going to be a tough one. I don't know that we're supposed to directly red pill friends and family.
Right.
We were told very early on to not alienate our family.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot of Anons that have done just that. They have, tried their best to try to get their family to see, and they've met nothing but resistance, and they end up, it ends up causing a rift in the family.
I'm raising my hand. That's me.
And no stones. You're looking out for your family. You're trying to do
love
what's best
them.
for those people because you love them. But on the flip side, you can only lead a horse to water. You can't force him to drink.
Right. And sometimes it takes that outsider who's like, I'm not related to, but have you heard this, and this?
If you've ever been married and you've told your wife something, and then 30 minutes later, somebody else tells her the exact same thing, and she goes, "Hey, I never knew that."
Me and Kerry do that a lot.
And you just look at her and you just kind of roll your eyes like, whatever.
Well, see, that's the thing though, is that people have to come to things on their own terms, in their own time, and in their own way. This is something that Scott Beer at the Parade talks about a lot, is that, his wife was red pilled way before him, but it was in a different way that didn't make sense to him.
Right.
And so, and that whole thing, like sometimes you just hear something at the exact right time, and it could be something that you've heard multiple times in the past. But when you hear it that one time said in the way that it's said at that particular moment, it just clicks for you.
Yeah.
And it's unlikely that it's going to ever come from someone that you're close to.
Exactly.
Yes, because yes, that's absolutely true. And a lot of these people they're going to come to it on their own. And like Scott was talking about on that show the other night, the last thing we want to do is say, "I told you so."
There is a fire hose of red pills that is approaching everybody's rectum.
It's turned into a suppository now.
It's going to happen, and I hate to say it, it's going to be really tough. So what our job is going to be is to be there to support these people.
Yeah, that's exactly.
I told you so.
No,
not to say, "Well, you idiot, I told you this months ago."
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Hundreds of times.
Yeah.
What you said there is exactly exactly how Kerry and I have talked and felt. Like it's gonna be on us to be there for our.
And Q has told us that.
Yes.
Right.
So, anyway, let's see. There was some other ones here. Maxwell's family's Kazarian Mafia. Agreed, Damon. A lot of people aren't buying the Obama connection, and that's okay. Everybody can have their own opinion. We have no problems with that here.
Absolutely.
So a few minutes ago, you were discussing Civil War. Is that why it's so difficult to find ammo and firearms now? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There is ammo. Well, I think there's some other reasons too. I think there's some deep state strangleholding going on ammo.
Oh yeah.
Before Obama got out of office, there were some things put into place to specifically target ammunition, and I think we're seeing the results of some of that. I'm exceptionally fortunate that I had prepped a couple, 10 years ago. Just because I had the time and the money to do so. So I took care of all of those needs, and I've got plenty of everything. Regrettably, not everybody's going to be so lucky.
Right.
But if you can, do it. If you can't, hopefully you've got a friend or a neighbor or a family member who has done so to some degree.
Right.
Offer to hold their coat while they take care of business.
Right.
This is a time for families to become families again, communities to become communities, neighbors to become neighbors.
Yes.
That's what this is all about. This is about going back to the way it was when we were still a solid, growing, and good country.
Yes.
And that meant caring about those people around us, not just ridiculing them. And you
Absolutely.
know what? I'll put it out there. I'm just as guilty as the next guy.
Oh yeah.
So.
Oh yeah. We all are, It's just the state of the world the way it's been for so long, that I don't think that anybody's innocent, of that.
No, not one of us is innocent of it. Letitia, very true. Barbara Bush was the most evil witch of all. Barbara Bush was the high witch of one of the high witches. There's multiples. I believe there's 13 of them to be exact. Look into the Mother Castle in Hungary, I believe. The Mother's Castle.
The Mother's Castle.
Yeah. In fact.
Is that the one with the room with the House of 1,000 Lights or whatever? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that was in
1,000
Belgium
points of
for
light.
some reason. 1,000 points of light. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in Hungary.
It's in one of the old. Give me a second.
I was thinking Belgium. I thought that was Belgium.
And here I thought it here. I had it here. Guess I don't. So anyway. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff there that there's an article, and let me research it here, see if I can find it, and I'll link it here for you guys. Castle of May, that's not it. Of course, they're probably not going to show it here.
Rapunzel is asking Romania, maybe.
Yeah, it's in one of the old countries like that.
The old world countries.
Yeah, and it might very well be Romania. That rings a bell because if I remember right, it triggered me because I thought of Transylvania when I heard about it, and the link to Vlad the Impaler and the vampirism and stuff. And that'd be something that we can get into at some point is the fact that vampires are real.
Right. Yep.
I'll have to find it. I'll post it up for you guys if I find it.
And it's called Mother's Mansion, right?
No, it's actually called Castle.
Mother's Castle?
Yeah, Mother of Darkness Castle. There it is. Oh, that was on my screen. What am I doing? I missed it.
That's how we roll here.
I look over at the YouTube feed and I'm like, hey, there it is right there. Oh, wait, that was me.
Oh, man.
My name is Dan. Oh, it's in Belgium. Oh, Jesus.
Wow. I thought.
Small wonder.
I knew it was Belgium
Look
because
at
that's
that.
like the seat of
Yeah,
all of evil.
Chateau de Emeroy.
Thought Belgium for sure.
Mother of Darkness Castle. That's the one. And let me see if I can find the correct one, because one of these is actually a phenomenal thread. That's not it.
So Muncie Wolverine's asking, while you're looking for that, do you think the draft was a satanic institution? Why was it really removed?
Wow. I suppose it could be viewed as such, as a way to force sacrifices.
Mm-hmm.
You know, send them over to war, get them killed.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Huh.
Yeah, it makes sense because
it's a possibility.
As far as like their blood sacrifices go.
Right, but it seems like they have to, a large part of their ideology is that it has to be done willingly. So that kind of goes against the idea of the draft. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I kind of see what you're saying there.
Mother of Darkness Castle. Why am I not finding? There's a specific article that's excellent, and it's got. Nah, it's not this. And it's actually put out by. God damn it! Sorry. There's so much information that I see and do it. I remember bits of it, but I don't always remember the full thing. So my apologies.
Right. No worries. If you happen to come across it, just send it to us and we'll throw it in the description at some point.
Yeah, I'll look for it later. I can never find it when I'm under pressure. I'll find it as soon as I stop looking for it.
Yeah, that's how it works.
That's exactly how it works.
We know that very well.
Absolutely.
So
oh,
let's see
man.
here. What else do we have?
that's
Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars. Never seen it. Sorry. Although my second to latest acquisition was a silent ish setup. So, is Barbara Bush related to Crowley?
There's a question.
A lot of speculation about that.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Nice car.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. I shouldn't be showing you guys that.
We can't see the license plate, so you're
boxing myself. Oh, that car is pretty well known. Deep State. As you can see, this is my folder for all sorts of stuff.
Wow, I love it.
Mm-hmm. Jaded Logic points out, as the draft came to an end, abortion became more plentiful.
Yeah, well, we all know abortion and what it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thought I had deep state mapping. There it is right there. Aleister Crowley, Barbara Bush, blended.
Look at that.
That's scary.
And there's a lot of rumor that she was actually a moon baby too.
Wow.
I'm just going to go ahead and say that I don't know what a moon baby is.
It's a very specific right to basically create a demon in a body.
Okay.
And
well, if you look at that bottom picture, it looks like Jabba the Hutt, so I wouldn't disagree with that.
Bring me the Wookiee.
Jeez.
And no, I'm not a boomer, so I've always driven fast cars and enjoy fast cars. So
nothing wrong with that.
It's my big weakness. Barbara Bush, Pope Hall Audience Hall is very disturbing. Yes, the Pope Hall Audience Hall is
that's
completely satanic. There's
so much symbolism there.
So MA says doesn't have to be done willingly. I think 9/11 was a ritual sacrifice.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that they have to have both. Actually, they have to have willing participants, and they have to make what they're doing known, and they have to do their sacrifice.
Oh yeah, look what Damon just said. Draft was a good way to target the families you want to take down.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, there was some rumors that she was actually male.
Mhm.
The look up. Hang on, I will do it because there's something very specific I'm looking for here. And this will show you. I got to see if I can find the correct video though. Laura Bush. Halloween grandmother. She dressed as her grandmother for Halloween, and her grandmother caught her. Here it is. And the look of pure terror on her face when Grandma caught her.
Oh, geez. Oh my gosh, that's scary.
Wow, this is who you can tell she's
You
scared.
can see it in the eyes, the fear. Her mouth is smiling.
Yeah,
but her eyes are telling a different story.
And I just got to say, old BB's Halloween costume there is quite fitting.
That's it there. So anyway, that video says a lot.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just like the picture of Hunter and Joe that we saw earlier.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Absolutely. So
crazy stuff.
Okay, so 40 minutes ago, we said we were ending this. We could literally just go on.
Yeah, we could go on for decades.
Yeah.
I've got to go vote, so yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
Might be a good time to.
That's kind of important, actually.
Kind of. Just
yeah.
a little
Don't
bit
forget,
there.
Patriots. Vote.
Yes.
Right.
We win.
I put out a recent video about mail-in voting, and I'm trying to encourage everybody to go vote in person, if at all possible. So,
right.
If you haven't checked that out, give it it's only 17 minutes and 17 seconds.
And it was put out on the 17th, which was 17 days before election. So no synchronicity there.
Not at all.
and in relation to the rule where they have to tell us their plans to avoid karma, perhaps one of these days, one of these episodes, we'll get into Luciferianism, and we'll talk about some of that. I've got a fairly deep and probably disturbing thread for a lot of people that it goes into a lot of it that shows what these people really do. So
yeah.
Right. Yep. Well, that reminds me of the Burning Man Festival out in the Black Rock Desert, where just by being there, you are considered a willing participant.
Right.
So that's part of it. Yeah,
absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah.
And yes, very much so. Do not mail your ballot in. If you live in a mail-in state, which
possible.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please guys,
go
vote in person.
Well,
watch my
I
video.
can't.
It's only like 5 or 6 examples of everything that's going on, and there's hundreds.
Yeah.
Hundreds. So.
I can't here in the state, but I will definitely be taking my ballot into a ballot drop box.
Yeah.
Right,
and honestly, I probably won't take it till the day that it's due.
Yeah.
Right.
So I want to give them as little time to mess with it as I can.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this back from you here, Danno.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. I got it. No worries. Okay. So I think that, we're going to end this one. So much information as always. Danno, thank you for being here with us, brother. You're just a wealth of information, and we really do appreciate you being here.
Not a problem.
Thoughts and prayers, go your way for your shoulder, and also Kerry's, guys,
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Appreciate that. And yes, very much so, Kerry.
Absolutely. Also wanted to say, guys, if you are enjoying this content, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, toggle the notification bell so you're notified when we go live or put out new videos. If you would like to support us, we have a Teespring account. We'll put it down in the description. If you use code
Trump 2020, you
can
get 20% off.
That's right.
Until the election.
And Red Pill Living.
Red Pill Living is 15% off with coupon code Quiet Voice. And then we also have PayPal and Venmo if you wanted to throw us a small donation.
Yes, and you Patriots that have been supporters, thank you so much. You don't know how much that means to us.
It does. It means really the world, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and we also did want to make a point, and Phoenix over at PIR has said this, and it is a very good point. If you guys want more people to see this video, the best way to do that is by liking it and dropping comments in the comment section after this video is over, because what it does is YouTube's algorithm sees that and boosts it up because it shows that people are interested in it.
Right. We gotta do what we can with the algorithms because, you know, they're a blatant attack on us.
We're trying to fly low, but we're also, you know, it's a battle right now, Patriots. The censorship is real. The struggle is real. I think with that, Danno, would you like to see us out, brother?
Where we go one,
we go all.
Love you guys so much.
It's what the TV can't televise. What the TV won't televise. What the TV don't televise. What the TV can't televise. And it's happening now. Open up your eyes, it's happening now. What the TV can't televise.